Hello Home Slices, it's Kiara with Home Slice Adulting coming to you with a quick video. I know I haven't been very active lately, and I have a brief little explanation on why I haven't been as active with my channel, and you can check out that video. There'll be a link up here and in the description box to let you guys know why I hadn't been as active and what you can look forward to now that I have rededicated myself to my YouTube channel. So check that out. But in the meantime, I do want to do a brief video on Braxton family values. Now, I am a big fan of Braxton family values, and I watch it pretty much, religiously is a bad word, whatever. But I like Braxton family values because the sisters are hilarious. I think that their lives are funny and fun and, you know, in some ways cautionary tales, and it's just a good thing to watch. Myself, I have 6 siblings and I am the oldest, so seeing how other families operate within those, you know, parameters of having a big family and, you know, a lot of brothers and sisters, it's just very fun to watch for me and kind of relatable. So what I really want to talk about is everyone is talking about Miss Evelyn and Mr. Michael Braxton and his new wife, and I really think people are kind of missing the point. So I will preface this with saying that my family went through a similar situation where a husband was cheating on his wife and, you know, ended up marrying the person that he was cheating with, and, you know, these people have children and all that kind of stuff. So I will preface it by saying that. Now, having been someone who has witnessed and or gone through something similar, I understand that I have a different perspective from everybody else, and I kind of want to share that because a lot of people who are sharing their opinions on this matter haven't really had to go through it. So the thing I want to say is that I don't think any less of Miss Evelyn because she does not want to be around Miss Wanda, who is Michael Braxton's new wife. Now, the reason that I am saying this is because whenever there's a situation where a man leaves his wife for another woman, there are so many things, so much water under the bridge that, you know, it makes sense to burn the bridge. I mean, for the sake of her children and for the sake of the fact that Michael Braxton is their father, she puts up with him. But to me, it's clear that she kind of doesn't want to be around him, and who can blame her? My point that I really want to make is that there are people out in these streets that don't talk to family members for years over petty stuff. But if Miss Evelyn doesn't want to be around, you know, Mr. Braxton's new wife after all of the things and all of the betrayal, then it's a problem. And it's like, you know, you can't have a different standard just because her life is, you know, out there and on TV. Now, from what I remember from the show, and I recently watched all of the seasons in preparation for this current season, so some of the things and the thoughts and the background of this story are fresher in my mind than in other people's minds. So Michael Braxton was cheating on Evelyn Braxton for the last 9 years of their marriage. Now, mind you, their marriage was already on the rocks when he began to cheat on Miss Evelyn, but they were still technically married and living together and raising their children together. Now, this part I am not so sure is true, but I've heard elsewhere outside of the show that Miss Evelyn knew Miss Wanda beforehand, and they might have been acquaintances while she was having an affair with her husband. Another thing is that after they got divorced, Michael Braxton left Miss Evelyn with nothing, and her daughters had to take care of Miss Evelyn while Michael Braxton took everything that they had worked for in those 35 years of marriage and gave it to some other woman 30 days after he divorced Miss Evelyn. Now, if somebody does all those things to you, and in addition to that, once he married Miss Wanda, he basically cut off communication now with his daughters. Now, mind you, he has explained that he felt guilt which he should. He explained that he felt ashamed and he felt like his daughters didn't want to talk to him. And while those feelings are understandable, I do not believe that it is an excuse for him to cut off communication with his daughters. So whether or not Miss Wanda was the sole cut and dry reason for their divorce, the point is that she was the nail in the coffin that led to so many other bad things that ended up destroying their family dynamic as they knew it. And people are really giving Miss Evelyn a hard time. And I feel like it's a little bit unfair. And they're saying that the bitterness that Miss Evelyn feels towards Michael Braxton Sr. has rubbed off on her daughters, and all of her daughters are divorced, excluding Tracy. And be mindful, Tamar is also divorced because she was married to somebody before Vince. And my whole thing is, Mr. Braxton is definitely a part of the dysfunction in this family. I mean, you are a pastor who is having an adulterous relationship with someone for 9 years in your marriage. You and your wife are trying to fix your marriage, but you're breaking down, crying, and counseling, saying, you know, I don't want to lose my mistress. And everything that you have built with this woman that you used to love, you give to this new woman 30 days later. I mean, if you're a child and you are witnessing this heartbreak from your mother and your father is doing things that are wrong and immoral, that can have just as bad an impact as your mother having bitterness or bad feelings about that situation. So I don't want Mr. Braxton to get off scot-free. And the whole thing about them having dinner with Miss Wanda kind of just blew me away a little bit when they got very emotional about Mr. Braxton using his pride as the reason why he didn't come to Trina's wedding. Basically, you guys can't tell me what to do. Even though my, new wife encouraged me to go to your wedding despite not being invited, I decided not to go because you guys can't tell me what to do. To me, that's his pride getting in the way of him being there for his daughter. And he was not apologetic about that, about his pride being the reason why he didn't go. And that would have pissed me off too. The whole scene made me like tear up and cry because my family has been through something pretty similar to this, and I just understand everything. I understand Miss Evelyn not wanting to be in the room with the woman who changed her life so dramatically, a woman that she probably knew, the woman that had been cheating with her husband for 9 years, the woman who he took all of everything that he had built with her and given to her just 30 days later. I mean, come on, would you want to be in the same room? I don't care how much time has passed by, and I think it's been about 15 years. I don't care how much time has passed by. I don't want to be in a room with this woman. And Miss Evelyn has every right to say, you know what? I don't want to be in a room with a woman who has destroyed or helped to destroy my family. I just feel like people are coming down a little bit too hard on Miss Evelyn about that, and I think Miss Evelyn is enjoying her life. I just think that she doesn't want Michael Braxton or his new wife in it, and that's okay. I just wish people would like lighten up on that a little bit. And Miss Wanda said something where I was like, like at the end of this last episode, Miss Wanda was like, I just really wish Evelyn would understand that I'm not trying to replace her. Now, you know what? I'm okay with Miss Wanda because Miss Evelyn is not my mama. I mean, I feel like Miss Wanda did tread pretty lightly and that she didn't say anything that was too offensive, but when she said that she really wished that Miss Evelyn realized that she was not trying to replace her, that's where I was like, okay, you gotta stop, Miss Wanda, because there's no way that you could ever replace Miss Evelyn besides replacing her as Michael Braxton's wife. That's not Miss Evelyn's thing. She knows that you cannot and will not replace her in the eyes of her children. The point is that you did something very terrible, and it cost Miss Braxton the most. Miss Braxton has a problem with trusting people. She thinks that all people cheat except Barack Obama. You have, in her eyes, you have changed the dynamic of her whole life, and everything that she thought that her marriage could survive and uphold. Like, you just tore her world apart, or you helped to, I'll say that. And so why would she want to be in a room with you or associated with you or anything like that? I wish Miss Wanda would understand that. But all of that in a nutshell is just what I wanted to say, because I feel like Miss Evelyn definitely has a right to say, I don't want to be in the same room with this person. And like I said, people have disagreements and arguments for far less. So I think Miss Evelyn should get a pass because of how poorly everything went. So thank you guys for listening. Comment down below if you agree or disagree, as long as you do it respectfully, because that's what I want my channel to be about, respect. And just thank you guys for watching. Peace out, home slice.